In the toil of thinking, in the serenity of books, in the messages of prophets, the songs of poets, and the wisdom of interpreters, in discoveries of continents of truth, whose margins we may see, we delight in free minds and in their thinking. In the majesty of the moral order, in the faith that right will triumph, in the courage given us when we ally ourselves to truth in any form, in the privilege of being co-workers in good causes, we celebrate the unseen goals we share and serve. Let us build a world safe from war and oppression, free and satisfying, one that ultimately furnishes answers for us all. Please be seated.
Graduates, friends, family, good afternoon and welcome. I am Kiras Garabaghi, Dean of the Faculty of Community Services. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge the land that we are celebrating on today. Toronto is in the dish with one spoon territory. The dish with one spoon is a treaty between the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and Haudenosaunee that bound them to share the territory and protect the land. Subsequent Indigenous nations and peoples, Europeans, and all newcomers have been invited into this treaty in the spirit of peace, friendship, and respect. Class of 2022, it is so wonderful to be able to celebrate your academic achievements in person. I want to welcome all of you, the graduates, the families, the friends, the colleagues, and distinguished guests to this wonderful moment. A moment that captures enormous achievement and that sets the stage for exciting futures. Today, all of us have come together to celebrate this moment. In so doing, we acknowledge the hard work that went into getting here. Every graduate earned their place amongst those we rely on for creating good, just, and caring communities and societies. We acknowledge and give thanks to those who supported our graduates, families, old friends and new friends, teachers and mentors. And we celebrate the new connections and relationships that formed during your time with us right here at Toronto Metropolitan University. This moment is about joy, excitement, laughter, perhaps a little relief too. We don't always know what comes next, but I'm confident that with the degree you earned, the connections you have made, and the confidence you have gained, you'll be ready to go out into the world and contribute to making it better for everyone. Congratulations, everyone. I am proud to share this moment with you. To begin this very special day, I introduce you to the Chancellor of Toronto Metropolitan University, Janice Fukakusa.
Thank you, Dean. Graduates, I am proud and honored to speak to you. Today is a well-deserved and well-earned day of celebration for all of you, and we share our pride in your success with everyone whose love and support has played a part in bringing you here today. Normally at this stage of my remarks at Convocation, I typically share a few pieces of advice to you, the graduating class. However, after 2 years of pandemic, I think that you, the graduands, should be giving us the advice. Graduands, you went through a remarkable experience. You endured and came through it and achieved your ultimate objective. You succeeded by facing and overcoming unforeseen barriers. I hope you share your experience with others and be proud of what you achieved. In fact, be proud of the impact of everything you do in the months and years to come. And take the time to reflect on your achievements. It builds the confidence essential to overcome the inevitable challenges in the years ahead. And when you look back on your university experience, I encourage you to remember what you learned about yourself. That resilience gives you the means to learn from your experience, and determination will keep you focused on your dreams. After all of you have already proven that you have the talent and the drive to succeed. On this special day of celebration, let me close by offering my congratulations and best wishes on your journey ahead. Thank you.
Now please welcome the university's President and Vice Chancellor, Mohamed Lashemi.
Thank you, Dean. Welcome to our graduates, family and friends, colleagues across the university and beyond. Class of 2022, this is an important day for you, and you have our warmest congratulations. You graduate at a milestone moment in history. Despite the challenges brought on by the pandemic, you remained committed to your studies, kept connected to your classes, and served your community in more ways than I can describe here. A milestone also because your graduating year will be forever linked to our historic name change. What has not changed from the day you choose to come to this university to the moment you cross the stage to accept your award are the values that define our university. And when you return as alumni, you will feel right at home. Class of 2022, the first graduating class of Toronto Metropolitan University. You helped shape this place. Now, both you and the university look ahead for a new chapter and a bright future. A future of promise and optimism, better prepared than ever to meet the challenges and opportunities ahead. This is your time. You have what the world is looking for: talent, energy, and new ideas. Your years here have prepared you for this moment. We are so very glad that you choose this university, that you immerse yourself in our university community. I hope you are feeling grateful for each other, for the good friends who shared your university experience and are now friends for life. Which brings us full circle. While we may find success as individuals, as society, we depend on each other. We need loved ones, and you have many celebrating with you today. We need colleagues. We need community. In French, you know, we never say goodbye. Instead, we say au revoir, which literally means until we see you again. Enjoy your very, very special day and stay close to your alma mater, for together we will shape the future. Thank you very much, and I invite you now to please enjoy a short video.
Today marks a momentous moment in the story of your life. Just a few years ago, you began a new chapter. For some, that meant moving to a new city. For many, that meant discovering new perspectives. And for all, that meant opening your mind to new possibilities. Along the way, you were met with challenges unfamiliar to those who came before you and to those who follow. You embraced the responsibility of learning and unlearning, inspired by the people and places that played a part. Together, we evolved. While this chapter comes to a close, your story continues. Tomorrow, you'll remember this moment, not for who you were, but for who you have become. Today, we'll celebrate the diversity of your experience, your commitment to shaping a better future, and your part in our story. As the first graduating class of Toronto Metropolitan University.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Josephine Wong, professor in the Daphne Cockrell School of Nursing, as well as the Daphne Cockrell Research Chair in Urban Health. Dr. Wong is one of the most prolific health equity researchers and community mobilizers in Canada, with major impacts on health equity policy and on community engagement in healthcare and community health services. Her commitment is to do research with communities rather than for communities, always informed by a deep commitment to social justice. Dr. Wong's research and community work has focused on stigma reduction and mental health promotion among Black, Latino, and Asian communities in Canada, as well as among university students in China. She has been recognized at Toronto Metropolitan University with the Collaborative Research Award, the Social Innovation and Action Award, and the Sue Williams Excellence in Teaching Award, in addition to several awards from the Canadian Institute for Health Research. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Josephine Wong.
Chancellor Fukakusa, President Lashmi, Provost Simpson, deans, esteemed colleagues and representatives who are on stage, graduate class, and friends, families, and honored guests. I am really delighted to be here to share our collective energy of joy, excitement, anticipation, sense of achievements, and dreams of possibilities. We are living in an increasingly complex world. Globalization, technological advances, real-time communication, the list can go on. Each of these phenomena offers both exciting opportunities as well as unique challenges in our everyday life. When we look around this arena today, we can see that globalization has brought together diverse peoples, knowledge systems, cultures, politics, and practices that enrich our society. We can tap into this richness and co-create a world in which all beings, human or non-human, can flourish in harmony. However, to do so, we must truly learn from the past with openness, humility, and the commitment to take action for social transformation now and not later on. Globalization had contributed to technological advances and vice versa. 50 years ago, graduates and guests who have attended a convocation would have to carry heavy cameras. They would have to spend more time posing for the perfect pose, and because they might get to the situation where they say, oh no, I just ran out of film. And that could happen, and with each click, it would also cost money. Today you can, and I know that many of you will, reach into your pocket, pull out your cell phone, and you're able to click as many times as you wish, and you will have achieved a sense of self-reliance as you get one of those selfies. And even though your cousins or best friends are not here with you, you will be able to Photoshop them in later. However, we also need to know that not all digital technologies are actually good for us. It has the power to marginalize communities and groups. For instance, it has been used to produce and reproduce normative standards of beauty that reinforce racialized and gendered body dissatisfactions, that lead to increased consumptions of plastic surgeries, and in some cases, mental health challenges. Therefore, technology is not a neutral entity, and it is shaped by power relations and competing interests in society. Today, nurses in Canada and across the globe are at the crossroads of deciding how to interact with the challenges and opportunities offered by advanced health technology. Most of you are likely already familiar with wearable devices. Some of you might actually be wearing them right now. Telehealth, remote real-time health monitoring, virtual reality as a learning tool, artificial intelligence for diagnostic precision, development of artificial organs, such as the MiniMed 670G artificial pancreas, or the humanoid nursing robot known as Robert in Japan. Some of these technologies have demonstrated effectiveness, decreased wait time, improved quality of care, and increased access to care by some people in some communities. At the same time, evidence also indicates that artificial intelligence, machine learning, and e-technologies designed, analyzed, and interpreted by human can be biased and reinforcing health disparities. For example, pulse oximeters that use light technology fail to measure low oxygen level among Black patients as compared to white patients. Some AI-informed health service decisions actually were found to increase access barriers for some racialized communities. Since health technology is not going to go away, it will continue to grow at a fast pace. Nurses can play an important role in influencing how technology is designed, developed, and integrated into healthcare systems in ways that are ethical, socially responsible, equitable, and beneficial, especially to individuals and communities marginalized by historical and existing inequities. Nurses are in an important position to influence because nursing is not a collection of standardized technical skills to be performed. Nursing is a humanizing science of caring, generating and applying evidence. It is guided by the fundamental value of compassion and practiced at the interconnected levels at the individual, community, societal, and environmental levels. Compassionate nursing practice includes the awareness, understanding, desire, and action to alleviate physical, emotional, social, and spiritual sufferings of individuals and communities in holistic ways that we can see that compassion and social justice are intertwined. We cannot truly alleviate suffering without addressing the historical and ongoing social injustices that produce health disparities which disproportionately affect Indigenous, Black, racialized, and other oppressed peoples in Canada and across the globe. Nurses who practice based on the foundational values of compassion and social justice, embodied knowledge of equity, and commitment to rigorous transdisciplinary sciences are in the best position to collaborate, with policymakers and stakeholders in health technology to innovate, provide practical advice, facilitate dialogue between industry and end users, and contributing to public policies that ensure that equitable access and ethical use of health technology. All of you can become a game changer. In closing, I would like to share something very special with members of the graduating class. I was born in the former British colony of Hong Kong. I spent my formative years learning in a bilingual Cantonese English and bicultural Chinese colonial British context. One very common Chinese proverb that instilled in me curiosity, imagination, inspiration, hope, and encouragement is 青出於藍而勝於藍, which when translated into English says that the color lime green originates from the color indigo blue, yet it is more brilliant than the color blue. Embedded in this proverb is the insight that your knowledge, your wisdom, and your contributions as nurses will surpass those of mine and your professors. It is this deep meaning of this proverb that brings me gratitude, joy, and hope. Congratulations to all of you, and a lotus to you all.
Thank you for your inspiring words, Dr. Wong. As our graduates prepare to come forward, I will take this opportunity to request that you hold your applause until all graduates have crossed the stage. However, we do welcome spontaneous outbursts of joy, enthusiasm, and even relief from families and friends. That's all part of the celebration. Very importantly, the most important thing I'm going to say today, to make sure that all graduates are celebrated equally, we ask that everyone please remain for the duration of the ceremony. I now ask to come forward and thank in advance Vice Provost students Jen McMillan.
Will the graduands please rise as you're able? Take a deep breath and soak it all in. Chancellor Fukakusa, President Lashmi, Provost Simpson, honored guests, faculty members, staff, family, and friends of the graduands, I have the honor and pleasure to present graduands from Toronto Metropolitan University's Faculty of Community Services degree programs. Our graduands include all those who are joining us for today's ceremony, as well as those unable to attend who are graduating in absentia. I certify that each has met the academic requirements for the awards they are about to receive, and that each has been duly approved by the University's Senate. Congratulations to all of you. Please be seated.
It is my honor to announce our first graduate. A Bachelor of Science in Nursing is being awarded posthumously to Abraham Nasser. Accepting the award on Abraham's behalf are his parents, Bassem and Mawahib.
Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present candidates for the undergraduate degrees in the Faculty of Community Services. Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Nursing Post-Diploma Degree Completion. Sydney Adams with distinction. Sanika Adhikari Arachilagi. Firoz Ahmed with distinction. Omoro Bonamu Akpore Idiakewa with distinction. Razibul Alam. Gulchera Amin. Cynthia Miracle Anani. Christine Arroyo. Abigail Atienza with distinction. Marianne Austria with distinction. Pinder Baines with distinction. Aliyah Baksh. Gabrielle Baldo with distinction. Hetal bin Bamborolia. Alicia Barr with distinction. Devi Bashya. Rajwinder Bulla. Sasha Brazil with distinction. Ashley Briones with distinction. Lisa Brown with distinction. Alicia Bujak. Christina Casasanta. Vaughn Christian Castillo. Vanessa Castro. Marvin Cachabona with distinction. Joel Cowbank. Amuna Shamling Rai Lamsal. Mike Daryl Chan Lee with distinction. David Che with distinction. Charmaine Chin with distinction. Renicia Clark. Raquel Alicia Cole with distinction. Joan Cruz. Matthew Cutrera. Ivy David with distinction. Clarice Ann Dalmo with distinction. Crystal Joy Descalsota. Adriana Dixon. Vanessa Eugene. Piers Fountain. Marie Francis with distinction. Michael Francisco. Benedict John Garcia. Mandeep Gill with distinction. Nikisha Graham. Alamar Guaca with distinction. Veronica Ora. Sumaya Hussein with distinction. Matthew Hudson. Shalene Isaac. Farhana Islam with distinction. Sinthuja Jayalan. Ramandeep Johal. Manu Jovan Thomas. Rose Ann Justo. Nikki Kalanopsis. Vinci Kanampuja Varghese with distinction. Jasmine Karim. Parvin Karimzadeh Ragbati with distinction. Andrew Karkek. Calvin Karoki with distinction. Jasmeet Kaur. Aisha Khan with distinction. Elena Kotova with distinction. Peter Kouros. Desiree Lafontaine with distinction. Charles Levy Lagman. Brittany Lake with distinction. Taysha Lawrence with distinction. Yulissa Lazado. Kibom Lee with distinction. Gabriel Lee with distinction. Lydia Lepore. Paul Young with distinction. Leslie Limos. Taylor Leo with distinction. Joyce Locke with distinction. Luvuvamo Luvito. Diana Maltez with distinction. Natolina Marius Springer. Tracy Martin. Lamuel Meraveles. Vivian Metime with distinction. Jennifer Miles with distinction. Asha Mohammed. Nilufar Montiel. Fereydun Narimani. Heymanot Neska. Lena Nguyen. Milka Raylene Nieto, with distinction. Soyla Nolasco Vasquez. Joshua Hyunsuk Oh. Oremethe Orode, with distinction. Katie Osborne. Maria Pagunuran. Marie Christine Pascua, with distinction. Andrea Pelulo. Antoinette Penarubia. Linda Pierre. Marjorie Pineda, with distinction. Carla Marie Pobadora, with distinction. Rachel Powell. Duchess Ketulio. Taslim Rahaman, with distinction. Farzana Rahman, with distinction. Jane Ramos, with distinction. Patricia Ranin, with distinction. Wenlin Rong, with distinction. Chantel Ruth Joy Rosales, with distinction. Zorana Rostom. Sophia Sadiq, with distinction. Lady Lorraine Salazar, with distinction. Queenie Leanne Santos. Cristabel Sarmiento, with distinction. Sahar Sharifi. Sierra Shin, with distinction. Jolly B. Siega, with distinction. Joyce Song. Sabrina Srikantaraja. Mackenzie St. Peter. Jifeng Su. Sanam Sunesara, with distinction. Marianne Paz Tapia. Marie Crystal Tapia. Kathrina Tejada, with distinction. Million Tesfamariam, with distinction. Prita Thomas. Marie Johanna Tolentino, with distinction. Pema Sogal. Sumiamol Varghese. Michael Pete Velasco. Nikki Villanueva Rafanen, with distinction. Olena Vlasenko, with distinction. Daying Wang, with distinction. Jiang Wang. Shantika Williams. Stephanie Williams. Li Ji Zhao, with distinction. Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Ryerson Centennial George Brown Collaborative Nursing. Emma Abbey. Amal Abdi. Mariama Abdi. Sagal Abdullahi, with distinction. Fatima Abdullahi, with distinction. Hanan Abdul Fattah. Aisha Abdullahi. Jada Abibi Smith. Nadia Abu Bakr. Kezia Minette Taka, with distinction. Daniel Michael Akdal. Grace Adejare. Barwa Aiden. Zarina Diane Adriano. Gulruk Afridi, with distinction. Trisha May Agni. Jason Aguilan. Sidra Ahmadzai. Roshna Akbari, with distinction. Maymoon Akhtar. Kathleen Albayas. Alejandra Alfaro Sietska. Fatima Masuma Alidina. Muna Ali Johar. Rahma Ali Mohammed. Yasmin Al-Kolani. Gian Alonso. Liana Alessandra Amada. Alaika Ann Ampioko. Jeffrey Ampong. Liana Anandarajan, with distinction. Yulia Andreev. Mohammed Ansari, with distinction. Angelo Neil Aquino, with distinction. Michelle Arapol. Hans Arioha. Neela Arutsodi. Simran Atwal, with distinction. Abigail Babiera, with distinction. Kimberly Backness. Amran Beidi, with distinction. Ji-yoon Bae. Yoonjin Bae with distinction. Bernice Baharoun with distinction. Lauren Balju with distinction. Brooklyn Barbario with distinction. Andrew Barrett with distinction. Kevin Batoon. Ritika Bazar. Michelle Belov with distinction. Nadia Barosi with distinction. Brianne Blanco. Julianne Blanco. Avalon Boetema Osei. Alyssa Borromeo. Lauren Bordeaux. Francis Boyer. Arshdeep Breach with distinction. Nisia Brown with distinction. Octavia Bullen. Michaela Calixtro. Melissa Kalma. Jihan Cancino. Janina Isabel Caranto with distinction. Shanice Carr. Prantika Chakraborty with distinction. Camille Chan. Anjana Chandra Kumar. Eliza Shangi. Jovita Charles. Helen Chen with distinction. Mengshin Chen with distinction. Rong Chen. Houghton Hillary Chung. Nadej Chi Irene. Sophia Chikatuno with distinction. Casey Chim. Tiffany Chin. Adriana Chiofalo with distinction. Esther Cho. Tenzin Chodon with distinction. Jeffrey Choi with distinction. Rashida Kohli. Ora Komanishu with distinction. Xavier Cooper Campbell. Denise Cortez. Cameron Cotter with distinction. Katia Colton. Brian Gerald Cruz, with distinction. Maria Cruz. Emily Dye, with distinction. Nicholas D'Ambrosi, with distinction. Joshua Dandel, with distinction. Vanessa Glee Dakipol, with distinction. Theophilus Darkwa. Benjamin David. Maya Davidson. Claire Davison, with distinction. Stephanie de Guzman, with distinction. Abigail del Rosario. Isabella De Luca. Ria Danisha. Kiran Darap. Ravneet Dinsa, with distinction. Madison Diaz, with distinction. Ning Ding. Olivia DiPronio. Kyle Dezon, with distinction. Hamda Duale, with distinction. Siobhan Doyle. Claudia Drozdowski, with distinction. Precious Dwakpenmi. Vanati Renu Durai. Samira Ibrahiminia, with distinction. Catherine Izinga. Anfal Eklas. Lydia Elez, with distinction. Oliver Aras. Nadia Isa, with distinction. Sayeda Espah Tabai. Jiawei Fan, with distinction. Charmaine Feliciano, with distinction. Desiree Fernandez, with distinction. Sharon Fernandez, with distinction. Stacy Fernandez. Eniola Folorunso. Anastasia Barnett. Catherine Forster, with distinction. Madusha Francis. Jillian Frias. Mallory Fung, with distinction. Victoria Gan, with distinction. Vaishnavi Gangadharan. Farah Gaini. Carissa Garabedian. Joyce Garcia. Wintana Gabriel, with distinction. Shahad Godbin. Samantha Jaquetta. Daisy Claire Gibb. Ayla Gilani, with distinction. Parneet Gill, with distinction. Joshua Go, with distinction. Elena Gonya, with distinction. Joey Gong. Lydia Gouveia. Praveen Kumar Govindaraj, with distinction. Marie Joyce Gutierrez. Shikeba Haydari, with distinction. Maryam Halil. Kyuwon Han. Bori Han. John Hannah, with distinction. Tess Haverlock. Mei-Chi Her. Shouting Hey, with distinction. Bradley Henry. Udith Hareth. Ashley Hernandez. Francia Hernandez, with distinction. Katrina Hernandez. Wendy Ho, with distinction. Michelle Hong. Sophia Huang. Camilla Ibrahim, with distinction. Lansa Ibrahim. Munira Ibrahim, with distinction. Martina Paula Ilagan, with distinction. Georgie Ionin, with distinction. Ikra Iqbal. Jennifer Isla. Ahmed Itani. Emily Jolliffe, with distinction. Amanpreet Karara. Anita Iwelomin. Khadija Javed. Beatrice Javier, with distinction. Destiny Joyce Javier, with distinction. Biranavi Jivananthan, with distinction. Veena Jayananthan. Ethan G. Adna Jibril. Theodora Yonchevska. Angelica Yonyak. Christine Jung. Ellie Jung. Tal Kaganovsky. Sumaya Khan. Alicia Kapadia, with distinction. Abarna Kirtaponraja. Anna Kademi with distinction. Amneet Khaira. Maheen Khan. Rahma Kedar. Erica Kudian. Grace Ko with distinction. Salwa Combo with distinction. Chloe Kong. Thomas Cooey. Michaela Korosik. Renee Kozdas with distinction. Tenzin Konsang with distinction. Maya Kurowski with distinction. Lydia Kwan with distinction. Marianne Kwan. Joshua Lagarto with distinction. Amy Lai. Michelle Lay with distinction. Anita Lam with distinction. Selena Lee with distinction. Jessica Lee. Alice Lee with distinction. Jason Lee. Jasmine Ji-sung Lee with distinction. Min Young Lee. Sydney Light with distinction. Mark Marjan Lele. Matt Jerome Lele. Sharon Lee. Lan Bing Lin. Sophia Leonti. Gabriela Lipa with distinction. Roberta Liti with distinction. Jeffrey Liu. Norman Liu. Tharni Logendran. Angelica Marie Lopez. Yuzi Luan. Stephanie Luke with distinction. Sarah Lee with distinction. Ashley Liu with distinction. Emily McDonald with distinction. Althea Del Machado. Charlene Maxombo with distinction. Janani Maheswaran with distinction. Maria Malakova with distinction. Saima Malik. Joshua Malunai with distinction. Tyron Mananquil with distinction. Marissa Manietzo. Mansab with distinction. Roshani Mariathis. John Rene Marquez. Maja Raniel Marquez with distinction. Michelle Massar. Jemaline Mateo with distinction. Jadalyn Marie Matias. Maya McDonald. Elizabeth McGee with distinction. Giovanni McNeish. Franz Joseph Medina with distinction. Gabriela Ann Mendoza. Carl Mendoza. Georgina Mermigas. Ruth Michael. Sarah Milroy with distinction. Tamana Mirpur with distinction. Andrew Jonghoon Mok. Chantal Montances with distinction. Sky Moore. Rebecca Morris de Mello with distinction. Abigail Mungalchetti with distinction. Miral Murad. Rahaf Murad. Kate Namani. Regine Ashley Nabus. Abitharani Nadesan. Rayana Nakuda. Shalindri Nanayakara. Lauren Negranza with distinction. Bonnie Ng. Corey Ng with distinction. Franco Ng with distinction. Rachel Ng with distinction. Drake Wynn. Emily Nguyen. Hillary Nguyen. Hong Zhang Nguyen. Jack Nguyen. Jacqueline Nguyen. Juliette Nguyen. Marie Nguyen with distinction. Monica Nguyen with distinction. Sonia Nguyen. Trong Tan Bing Nguyen. Natasha Nikolovsky with distinction. Alicia Nitti with distinction. Tatiana Novakovic. Mariama Noor with distinction. Destiny Obisurike. Madeline O'Brien, with distinction. Clarissa Obulor. Tamara Obuobi. Gabrielle Afori. Bukola Ola. Marianne Olalia, with distinction. Grace Ongtone, with distinction. Hilda Oni, with distinction. Maria Pauline Orpiada. Dayan Angeli Ortega, with distinction. Bea Luisa Ortiz, with distinction. Faith Oyawole. Samantha Isabel Pablo. Danica Padilla. Karen Pahariaga. Christina Pakish, with distinction. Michaela Palau. Leanne Palomo. Chelsea Pantaleon. Krupa Parek. Jenny Park, with distinction. Jiwon Park, with distinction. Ace Arden Passion, with distinction. Meshwa Patel, with distinction. Tithi Patel. Vinali Patel. Ethan Pathmanathan, with distinction. Anupriya Pauli. Benuel Peña. Mark Anthony Peña. Maria Perez Barrios. Samara Perso, with distinction. Elakia Perumaino. Rebecca Filipos, with distinction. Ashley Piccirilli, with distinction. Philip Pineda, with distinction. Katie Pivovar. Anmol Pokaral. Zahida Popal. Elizabeth Punzaland. Melody Puri, with distinction. Amal Kalawi, with distinction. Darwin Rabena, with distinction. Abirami Raguram, with distinction. Rokeya Rahaman. Maryam Ramadan, with distinction. Rohan Rashid, with distinction. Amirtha Varsini Ravanan, with distinction. Ganimoli Ravinti Raraja. Gabrielle Reyes with distinction. Jenny Reyes. Amy Robido. John Luis Robrigado. Nancy Rose with distinction. Megan Rowland. Melanie Rubio Rodriguez. Yoshni Rupadas with distinction. Iman Saab with distinction. Christine Marie Saktalan. Sitara Sadat. Jaslyn Ales Salario with distinction. Liliana Salgado. Ivana Salvador. Gurjot Samra with distinction. Nicole Andriana Sanchez. Chantal Amster Santos. Arpita Sankar. Adia Sattar. Rika Vineta Savoya with distinction. Oriana Scali with distinction. Reika Schaffer with distinction. Alessia Scavone with distinction. Alka Sengmuller with distinction. Samantha Sevilla Castro with distinction. Stephanie Sevilla Zalea. Fatima Sheikh. Neha Shamim with distinction. Suhaila Sharif. Alice Yuri Shin with distinction. Negar Shirazi. Walid Siddiqui. Andrea Silva with distinction. Ashwin Singh. Majurwan Sivalingam with distinction. Ajiva Sivaraja. Sindhuya Sivaraja. Prashajini Sivasundaram with distinction. Mathusa Sivatharman. Patrika Smith with distinction. Christy So. Samantha Soon with distinction. Aishvini Sritharan. Jasper Kent Subido. Shiromia Suboshan. Nazneen Sultana. Claire Summerhays with distinction. Nirthya Sundaramurthy. Victoria Sidoro with distinction. John Tadeo with distinction. Naomi Talukder. Alina Chekalin. Rick Tang with distinction. Natalia Terek. Sangavi Tangeswaran with distinction. Jessica Theobald with distinction. Kanisha Devadasa. Grace Ting with distinction. Diana Torney. Fonda Tran. Jennifer Tran. Vivian Tran with distinction. Han Tring. Marcia Troncoso. Crystal C. with distinction. Benedict Chiama. Maria Udin. Uruj Uddin. Gabrielle Umrao. Elaine Ung. Daniela Urde. Shannon Viner. Cynthia Varghese. Ashwani Veera Suntaram. Precious Villalobos with distinction. Fiani Vima Laraja. Aisha Virani. Nokbao Tran Bao. Aditi Vyas. Philip Wallace. Kinyi Kinyiwan with distinction. Snowy Wong with distinction. Vicky Wong with distinction. Matthew Wyatt with distinction. Bosco Zhu with distinction. Yar Yaakov. Sheena Yadao. Saren Yared with distinction. Jonathan Young. Josephine Yoon with distinction. Phoebe Yu with distinction. Emerlyn Zamora Edralin. Natalia Zavala Lindo. Ping Chun Zhang. Sally Zhang He with distinction. Bobby Zhao. Christine Zhou with distinction. Helen Zhou. Jijun Zhou. Edward Zhu. Madam Chancellor, I have the honor to present candidates for the graduate degrees in the Faculty of Community Services. Master of Nursing, Nursing. Agatha Adona. Edna Bonsu. Samantha Boomister. Amy Cadena. Miranda Cardinali. Sana Chima. Christina Chu. Caitlin Dixon. Daniel Fabella. Rona May Maya Gilasio. Chandra Kafle Gimire. Harsimran Kaur. Sifele Pilu Niati. Kyra Joy Paksangan. Jasmine Saini. Biyun Sheng. Jessica Slutsker. Krincia Shri Ranjan Bernard. Margaret Stacer. Carlos Sun. Mona Lisa Takbas. Caillou Tam. Side Tola. Madam Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of today's graduates.
Hello, Toronto Met grads. I'm Jen McMillan, Vice Provost students, and I'm so excited to share this moment with you. After years of hard work and great memories, you finally made it to the finish line. Congratulations on this huge accomplishment. I know you have a lot of family and friends in your corners too, people who supported you when you needed it most and who cheered you on at every milestone. Whether they are near or far, they are celebrating you today, and no doubt incredibly proud of your achievements. I hope you feel that your degree not only represents what you learned in the classroom, but how you made the most of your time here. You worked hard, tackling assignments, studying for exams, and balancing jobs, but also played hard, joining clubs, making athletics history, and becoming student leaders. While some of you might have grown up close by, many of you spent hours on a plane to get here, and that's the beauty of this place. We're a community made up of people from all around the world who found a second home at TMU. So take all of your experiences, your successes and learnings, and dive into every opportunity that lies ahead. Grow the network of friends you've built here and help one another thrive in new spaces around the world. I hope you keep getting involved, keep speaking up, and keep living out loud, because this world needs you, just as you are. Do you hear me? It needs you, and I'm so happy we could help you on your way. Congratulations again.
When I moved here to go to university, I was, this kid in this big, intimidating city, and this place just felt like home to me.
And I knew immediately, having just come from Jamaica, that was the place for me.
I spent 3 years here. These are still the best years of my life.
You know, one of the fondest memories that I had was being here at 1, 2 in the morning. You know, you're leaving at around 3 a.m., but it didn't matter because you were doing what you loved.
My fondest memory at the university was the day I graduated. Dr. G. Raymond Chang, our previous chancellor, was handing it off to me. I remember when I got up to that stage, I whispered over to him, "I'm Jamaican as well. I'm so proud to have you as my chancellor." And we giggled.
Interaction with meeting students from all over the world. Interaction with my instructors of the day.
My fondest memory was getting a husband.
The warmth, the camaraderie, the buildings were so friendly.
During my 8 years as president of the university, I officiated at well over 50 convocations. My fondest memory really was to see the students coming across the stage, to see their families excited with them, and to see so many of the students who are graduating be the first in their family to get a degree.
And it's all true. Yes, thank you. It's not fluff.
Please welcome Provost and Vice President Academic Jennifer Simpson.
Good afternoon. It's great to be here with all of you today at such a momentous celebration. My name's Jennifer Simpson. I'm the Provost and Vice President Academic at Toronto Metropolitan. I started about a year ago, so this is my first graduation celebration as well. You have arrived at this day, at this celebration, and at this accomplishment. Once again, congratulations to each and every one of you. As we bring today's ceremony to a close, we have an opportunity to reflect on the sacrifices and successes that have led to this moment. Take a minute to consider the challenges that you have overcome. Endless study sessions and all-nighters dedicated to finishing projects and to getting through tough exams. Extracurricular activities to balance with the demanding academic schedule. And all of this on top of a global pandemic that pushed and challenged you in unimaginable ways. Consider the incredible things also that you've gained along the way. Cherished memories at varsity games and campus events to reminisce about with lifelong friends. And hopefully an appetite for learning to fuel your growth in the years ahead. Every day in completing your degrees, you showed up, you persevered, you asked tough questions, you challenged the status quo, and you triumphed. This is a day of well-deserved celebration for you and your families. In many ways, you are now standing at the beginning of your own next chapter. You may have moments of excitement and also frustration and self-doubt at times. I certainly had those moments, including of self-doubt, and in one of those moments, I was grappling with what to do next. It was about a year after I'd finished my degree, and I didn't know what I was gonna do. I had to figure things out. It was overwhelming, and I decided to reach out to a professor. And I hadn't been in touch with any of my professors, so I didn't know if he'd remember me. But when I reached out, the first thing, he was so glad to hear me and to hear from me and to see me. And then the words he told me, the advice he gave me at that moment was so important. He said, "Jennifer, whenever you can, I hope you hold on to your heart." We hope for each of you as well that you hold on to your hearts, to your investments and your passions, and that you also reach out to us when you're having those questions. We hope you also keep learning and stay open. I'd also like to say a special thank you to all of the families and friends who are with us today and in other places who have helped you along the way. Your support has been incredibly important to each one of our graduates, and you have contributed to their success in incalculable ways. So thank you. Let's thank all of the family and friends who have supported you. To our graduates, once again, good luck and congratulations. We want you to remember that by completing your journey here, you will always be part of the Toronto Metropolitan University family, an ever-growing group of passionate people doing remarkable work in every corner of the world. Good luck with all of you for all of your future endeavors. We look forward to what each of you will contribute to our shared future. All right, thank you.
I'm quite certain you also look forward to what you're going to eat in a few minutes, so it's okay to cheer for that. Thank you, Provost Simpson. I would like to thank all the staff, the volunteers, the faculty here today who helped make this ceremony a wonderful experience for all. Graduates and guests, once again, congratulations from everyone at the university. I hope you continue to enjoy this very special day. But first, if you can, please rise and join Catherine Roan from the Office of the Dean and the Faculty of Arts in the singing of our national anthem. Following the anthem, please remain standing until all of our graduates have left the arena. Thank you for celebrating with us today.